Welcome back. We are covering 25 ways social media can grow your business. There's no social distance in social media. And we're covering number 6 today, which is industry news. But before we get going, do me a favor, click the thumbs up, subscribe, or the alert button if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on YouTube in some cases. And do the same thing. Click the positive feedback mechanism for whatever platform you're happening to be listening to this on, whether it be Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever. I do greatly appreciate you, and it also lets the platforms know that you appreciate the content. And it doesn't take long to do, and it's free to do, and it's an encouragement. So I do appreciate it. I do take the time out of my weekend to record these and get these out. So hopefully there's benefit. And by the way, the playlist for this series is linked in the video description as well, and so you can find that and go listen back to the prior ones. But we're going to go ahead and jump in, and we're going to cover number 6, which is industry news. So if you are offering a product or service in your small business, I think it's important to get some additional validity behind what you're doing, whether it be whatever it is, whether it be a product or service. There's typically some kind of industry news that you can share with your potential customers or partners that you have, that you can also post on social media. And so this is important for two reasons, right? Number one, it gives credibility to your product or service. And then number two, it helps educate, hopefully, your customers on the product or service that you have. And then also the struggle with most social media platforms, if you're managing those, and which is why I recommend only focusing on 1 to 3 social media platforms if you're doing it and bootstrapping it by yourself. But content is always a tough thing to come up with, right? And typically industry news is a quick way for you to share and grab that content, share the link, and you can even talk about it a little bit, right? So it gives confidence to your customers, whether it be on your product or your service, that you know what it is that you're talking about as well, if you're able to provide additional perspective on the industry news articles that you're sharing. I think it's a great way to give instill confidence with your customers that you have perspective and know about this and in the product or service that you're selling, right? So, and it's a quick, easy way. Most, industry news love, the fact that you'd be sharing, their articles with your potential audience as well. So again, just something to think about. It shouldn't take too long for you to do. And again, it takes the burden off of you in terms of coming up with your own content sometimes, right? So as I'm working on, Small Biz Shout Out as one of my channels, and then also Free Advice from Your Uncle. Check that out if you haven't been over there to do that. It's Free Advice from Your Uncle on the various platforms that you can find on social media. And again, it's always an issue with, and it's not a huge issue, but just coming up with content that's viable and useful. It's a challenge sometimes, especially if you're knee deep or neck deep in running your own business, right? So, again, I think this is just a great opportunity for you to, put some content up there, keep it relevant, because one of the things that will, as a negative, if you do have a social media presence, if you're not putting up consistent, relevant content. And this is, again, a quick, easy win for you to do. Doesn't take you too long. And hopefully you can also add your perspective and make it even more relevant to your customers and clients. So that's going to do it. Do me a favor, again, hit the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you're listening to this on. I greatly appreciate it. And we will talk to you at the next video.